on here. We are live. Can
Already?
you do that again for the people?
What? I'm so scared.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So do you feel like the acting, that aspect of it comes from your trauma?
Probably. It comes from my
Oh my
personality.
God.
It comes from my personality. I'm an extrovert. Like I'm happy. Like people think it's sometimes like, oh, you're crazy. Like no, I'm just happy, and I want other people to feel that happiness. And like I'm a clown. Like the subjects that we're going to get into, it's like it's so deep. It's so deep. But like, why do you have to be on the level of being that low and that deep all the time? Like life is about being happy. Life is about inspiring and motivating and transforming each other. It doesn't have to be, oh, this happened to me and I'm going to stay down here and so low. It needs to be that. It needs to be that when I come into the room, like, you know who I am, not because I'm trying to impress you, but you can feel my energy. And that's what it's about. Like that's what we were truly meant to do. And I got to use Les Brown as an example. Like he said, when you walk into the room, like I just want to know you. I just want to know you. But that only comes from understanding that spark inside of you, and and getting to who you truly are, and being okay with that. I'm okay with failing. I'm okay with not looking right and stuttering and all of these different things. But it took me a long time to get here. But now that I'm here, though, it's like, hey, let's go at it. Let's have fun with this.
Oh my goodness. So you just took me on a trip before I even did an intro.
Hey, that's how we started. We started because we started laughing. Like this is going to be the whole entire thing. Like people think they're going to get on my podcast and we're going to sit there and talk about traumas and stuff and be all upset. No, my goal is to make you laugh out the gate. If I don't do that, then I don't do my job.
My cheeks hurt because they're so fat. But what?
So I can help with that.
What do you mean? It made me cry.
I studied the fitness industry for 13 years. I have about 7 certifications in the fitness industry.
So are you saying I need to lose weight?
No. I'm trying to tell you.
Fat?
No.
CL King is laughing.
I'm out here. I'm out. I'm messed up already. This conversation's done.
I've always had chunky cheeks since I was a child.
But chunky cheeks are cool.
But it hurts to smile. But I love smiling. But no, I don't know what I was gonna say. But no, I was gonna say, I was a CrossFitter. So okay, you had certifications, but I actually did the deal. Like,
hey, hold on, real quick. I was a CrossFit certified trainer. Like when I was training, I was training trainers. I still train now, but come on here, listen here, sister. Like when I was doing it, I was going all the way. There wasn't no half doing it. No, I did CrossFit, I did TRX, I did Insanity, I did all of those things. Come on now, nope.
Me too. But you still weren't able to grow your hair.
Painful. It's so true.
I'm a bitch.
It's so messed up. It's so messed up. Everybody keeps laughing at me because my hair was so cool before, and now my son has all the hair. He's 6 months, and he came out with like
your hair,
with all of my hair. Like it's ridiculous. Like he took my hair. So
yeah. This is too funny.
My feelings are hurt. 4 minutes in.
All right, we ready for this? Yeah, and you don't have my mug. I'm so disappointed in you.
I know. I'm trying. Hey, I have a valid excuse.
What? You have an excuse? Why do you have an excuse?
So before this mic is in my way. I hate this. I was trying to get set up. I was going to have it the other way, but anyway.
CL said bald is the way to go, Rob. CL, are you bald? You are bald, aren't you? That's why you wear your hat. I love you though. I got jokes today.
Is that better?
My hat. I got the little boy cut.
Is that better?
Yeah, you look like you play jazz or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real smooth. So real quick. So my excuse
is.
Then
we're gonna move on.
Yeah. Then we'll actually get into what we're supposed to be talking
It's
about. So
about to get deep. Yeah.
my excuse is I flew from Louisiana to Vegas, got to Vegas at 2 o'clock. Within 3 hours, had my mom's stuff packed up in her in a big old truck, and then drove 20 hours back over here to be with my family. So I've had a crazy, ridiculous weekend. So that's my excuse, that traveling and driving and doing a lot
But
of
you've
good
known
stuff.
me for months, Robert.
Okay, but this comes from the person who's like, hey, let me send you not the, hey, Rob, it's time for you to come on this show. Let me send you just the calendar first and then wait for everything else. You're bad. Okay. You're bad.
You're an asshole. Are we ready now?
I guess.
Listen, I'm a team of one, a team of Pertiba. Okay. I am the shit. I don't care what anybody has to say.
Do you wipe?
Oh my God. No, I use the bidet.
This is about to be dope. All right. Yeah, let's go.
You know, I lived in Thailand, so that was the life with the bidet. It can do more things than just that, but let's carry on.
Never going to get this conversation going.
Yeah, those Thai women enjoy that. So, all right. Anyway.
Ridiculous.
Okay, let's take a breath. That was a comedy session.
You made me put my hat on. But I look better though.
You remind me of Halle Berry. Just look at that angle.
Yeah.
Or Romani Malco. You know who that is? The bald black guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, that's dirty. Yeah.
You know, I spoke with him before. Like, we used to text.
Really?
Yeah, we used to have conversations like a few years ago.
Were you trying to be his baby mama?
No, he had a text community, right? And he was actually having conversations. It's really him.
Nice.
Yeah. We were talking about roti because he's Caribbean. We were talking about roti.
Oh, roti. If y'all don't know what a roti is, my wife is Caribbean. If y'all don't know what a roti is, you need to go get a real roti. Rotis are the business.
Okay. We're just here. Okay, 7 minutes in. Robert, I feel like I can't read your bio on a serious level right now.
Well, take a breath.
With the stuff that you wrote, you're just so funny. Do you do comedy?
You know what's crazy is I need to do comedy, but I'm so endowed into what I'm doing. I think I will do comedy because I love to make people laugh. I love to see laughter on people's faces. After I get done with speaking, then I'll probably weave into comedy, or I just like weaving it in there anyways because it's just fun.
Well, you're not gonna get done with speaking. It's not something you just get done with.
I know that's
unless you plan on moving forward from it.
Well,
you don't have to do anything. You just have to stand there and I'll just laugh at you.
Let me just say this. After I write about 20 books, then I'll probably go into comedy. Let me say
20 books. Do one a month.
Do one? No. It's too much work.
Yeah. You just sound like excuses, like a whole just set that shit on fire.
Write a book a month. What I get, I'm not Mr. Les Brown. All right, Les Brown can sit there and think of a book. All right, I'm not Les Brown.
He didn't write his in a month. That took him 14 years.
Exactly. You want me to write
21 years?
You want me to write one a month?
It's possible. Someone, Coley in our group, she wrote her book in 6 weeks.
Yeah, you can actually write a book in 7 days. I wrote a book already, but I'm gonna write another book, and you can write it in 7 days. To be honest, but one a month, I wouldn't do that because it'll take away from my wife and my son. So
yeah, not even that. It's, you know what I mean. You need time. You can't just be putting whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm ready now.
Okay,
let's hope so. All right. So Robert Wells has faced tremendous adversity on his journey through life, which shaped him until the age of 22. With no father or father figure in his picture, abandonment issues were inevitable. No protection led to molestation as a permanent imprint on his past. No focus on education, and he never learned how to read or write, which made dyslexia more challenging for him. And he didn't graduate 5th grade. And beyond suicide attempts and depression, his comfort was food, leading to his heart literally killing him. And he wore the shame of his past on his body. So when you said that, I really liked when you said that you wore the shame of your past on your body. That's like very poetic, don't you think?
No, absolutely, because that's what it is. We want to cover up things. We want to cover up our lives with action things that we truly want, but we don't actually pluck the things from the root. So it's like, in order for you to really get transformation in your life and to become that person, you gotta pluck those things from the root, or you're going to bring that stuff with you. And people don't even realize that they're carrying things. And I carried around shame so much and for so long. It was weight, but it was shame though. It wasn't just, oh, I'm overweight down here. It's like, no, we're overweight up here. I don't want to say it has nothing to do with your body, but your body comes afterwards. It's really getting in touch with that brain and what's ticking up here. Once you get up here and you start that transformational process, you can identify, like, I've been carrying shame for years. I've been carrying this addiction for years. I've been carrying these things with me for so long. And once you get rid of that, then everything else comes afterwards.
I really like that. That's very deep. How old are you now?
33.
Wow. So from 22 to 33, what are some of the things that happened for you to transition?
Whoo. Not exaggerating. I've read thousands of books. I've lost over 150 pounds.
Yeah,
I've trained and transformed and mentored people one-on-one and around the world. I've written some books. I've 7 certifications in the fitness industry. Had a beautiful baby. Got married to the love of my life. And I've been on a never-ending metamorphosis. But like that is nothing though without me getting in touch and rid of my past. And I kind of went over those different things because it's a lot. It truly is a lot, but it's what I always teach people too, is that's what my interpretation of success is. My interpretation of success. And when I said this to my wife at our wedding. I was like, my first opening words were, you are my interpretation. You are my interpretation of success. Like, I already won. I got all after that. I got, you know what I mean? Like, I already won. Like, people want to jump for the moon. Let's get that $1 million. Yeah, we can go get $1 million. But like, what truly matters when all that stuff goes away? When we get old, what really matters? So that's where the thought process happens. So over the last 10 years, I've been in a never-ending metamorphosis, which is a transformation, which is nonstop action going towards the person that I am now, so I can help other people truly identify who they want to be and live in that purpose. So that's what I've been doing.
Firstly, I won't settle for less than that for my husband. You need to do some extreme shit.
Yeah.
All right. So, when I read your bio, I really loved it. And I love how you wrote it and like how you described the things that you went through. Like in your bio, most people tend to write, what they are, their degrees, this and that. But like you actually wrote about what this Chai Together, live stream stands for. Yeah. So, do you want to dig into your childhood? Do you want to start there?
Absolutely. Because that's where all the roots are of everything. So since we're talking about things that are going on in our heads, because that's what controls us, we're going to things in our heads. For me, and for most people, it was a traumatizing experience of being raped from the age of 5 to 7 years old. And living with that shaped my life. That's where the weight came in. That's where the addictions came in. That's where the suicide attempts came in. That's where the unworthiness came in. All of these different things. That is what shaped my life and my self-worth. So my childhood, from that amount of time, up until 23 is what truly shaped who I am. So we go through a traumatizing experience. If we don't deal with that traumatizing experience, then that is what dictates and controls our lives. So I pretty much spent my how long is that now? I spent, that was like 17 years eating myself to death, not doing nothing but watching TV and movies, hanging out with people that weren't doing anything or that weren't for me. And understand, when I say they weren't for me, not that people are supposed to be, oh, I need to be about you, but you have people in your life that are either going to help you get to the next level, keep you where you are, or drag you down. It's those three right there. So going through that in my life, that's what I was going through for 17 years until I started to realize and understand, like, hold on a second. I have these issues. I have these problems. Like I'm a 5th grade dropout. I never learned how to read. I never learned how to write. I have this big traumatizing experience over my head. I have dyslexia. Did I say overweight? I have all of these different things going on. And that's where my childhood was. And that's where I was for so long. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of people are in that. And they bring that with them. Like, if you're watching this right now, either you're going through some type of transformation, or you are bringing the person who you are along the way. Like, I want to be extremely successful. I want to reach for the stars. We were joking around earlier, talking about writing books and doing these different things. You may be extremely successful on the outside, look beautiful to everyone else, mentally, physically. You may look just like her on the outside, just beautiful, right? But on the inside, just slowly, surely dying. And that's where I was for a long time.
Yeah, you know why I can relate to your story so much is because your story and my story are the same.
I know.
You do? Yeah. So that's very interesting, from the age of 5 to whatever the number you had stated. And it's really interesting. I did the same thing. So it's like I'm listening to you and I'm agreeing, because like I did those same things, you know? And I don't know. So, you know, when you say, of course, firstly, I believe you're the 3rd or 4th male to come on this platform and say that they were raped. So I know in your bio you said molested, and I used to use that word as well. But then I was like, wait, that's incest. Through Les Brown's program, I learned when other people told their stories, like what it really was. You know what I mean? Molestation, incest, sexual harassment, sexual abuse, all these terms mean different things, you know? Sexual assault and sexual harassment are 2 different. It's a lot of people don't know the differences, and that's why we tend to, it's just so common to say molestation or depression, but it's like there's so many different levels to this stuff, you know, just like with autism, like there's different levels. And it's just, I feel like no matter how much we describe this, it's like when you're on the other side of it, it's like, I don't know, for me, it can feel like a blur. Like, does it feel that way for you? Like you've come so far that it's like, you don't feel the city of it anymore. Like we don't live in the now, like about it, because our bodies wouldn't be able to, like, that's a protection mechanism. If we were to go back to that place, we still wouldn't, like, I don't know, as much as you want to feel that same pain. Like, what did I feel? It's like, I don't remember. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you?
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. And I want to touch on something you just now said. So that bio, I wrote that a while ago. So that was I would say for so long molested.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to my wife. Like, my wife is my best friend, and she was like, honey, like, you weren't molested, like you were raped. And I was like,
yeah.
You know, I started to cry. I started to cry because I was like, no, I wasn't. And then for me, I look up words. Like, you need to know the words to words. You know what I mean? Like, just don't say something and not know the word. So I looked it up and I was like, holy crap. I was. It wasn't just, oh, molestation. Molestation is like somebody groped you, somebody touched you up. No. What happened to me was entirely different. And what happens to a lot of people is entirely different. But
Right.
the thing is, though, males don't talk about it because it's cliche. 1 out of 5 they have been molested, and it takes so much courage to actually talk about it. For the longest, I couldn't talk about it. You know what I mean? I would carry that around. That was who I was. Like, why is I remember working, I'm gonna answer that question in just a second. I remember working at SeaWorld a long time ago, and I remember the dude saying, dude, why is Robert so moody? And I was like, moody? What is he talking about? Because 1 minute I was super happy, and then the second after that, I was like kind of upset or depressed or just throwing him off. And I realized that's when I slowly started to realize the little things. Like, hold on a second. I just thought back to my childhood because I'd never dealt with it, and now that made me upset. That took me away from my natural happy high self. So to go back to what you're just now saying is like that's a whole different person. Like when I'm talking to people and I'm going through these different scenarios and I'm helping someone work through something, I tell them it's like there is a mental, physical, and spiritual death that you have to go through. And once you go through that, you die. You literally die mentally, physically, and spiritually. Like that person doesn't exist anymore. So if that person does not exist anymore, there's no emotions tied to that person. So just like you now said, like that's a whole nother person. Like that's like 100 Roberts ago. You know what I mean? You know how I said all the books and all the self-development and all the moving forward, putting this stuff into action. That's a whole nother person. That there's a blur. There's a wall in between me and the old version of me.
Yeah, I recently made a post. Firstly, thank you for sharing all of that because very few people, I mean, all my guests that I have on Chai Together are vulnerable people. Some need a push, but for you to just be a black male, let me just, be like direct about it and talk about that. That's very few. And the ones who have come on are, I believe, black males. So like, that's really good that people feel safe to come on here and talk about these things. But I recently made a post where I stated, after the sexual assault at 19, I felt like I shut down for 5 years. Like, and that's that death that you're talking about. Like, I felt like I lost a part of me. Like I died. Like I felt like so lost. Like I said no, and the person still did that. And you know what I mean? Like that's not okay. But it's like who to talk about during the times that mental health wasn't even a thing. You know what I mean? And you just kind of like, my situation was where I was involved with the person, but there was a time where I had said no, and it's like the person didn't listen. So, and recently, just I believe 2-3 years ago, I was at a table with a few friends of mine, and I asked them, I said, "Hey, this?" It was something specific. I was like, "Does this count as rape?" They were like, "Yeah," and like how your wife said to you, and I was like, all these years I've been wondering, like, what happened to me? Oprah's recent book, I just finished it. Like, what happened to you? It's like, it took me all these years. That was 19, I'm 28. So just like when I was like 26 to really figure out, oh, what happened to me? Some people die without figuring out what happened to them. It's like, yeah, but continue. Yeah, like that was just so interesting. And I still tend to unravel these things. Like, I know the things that happened to me, but it's just so detailed and so many layers of these things as to, it wasn't me, it's the other person, but it's just like, how was I during that time? Because I'm completely different now.
Absolutely, and it's a sad thing how what you just now said though. It was like you were in a relationship with this person, and you said no, and it still happened. How many times? How often does that happen to people? It happens to people all the time, and they hold that on. Like they know it happened. They know it's controlling their lives, but it's like it's kind of let's sugarcoat it and then go on to the next thing, then go on to the next thing, and then go on to the next thing, and then that's where it took me forever to develop what I do. I'm always talking about success. Like I've read again books after books after books and study and understanding. Like I love to see why people do what they do. Like I want to see people become the best that they can be. I know it's overused now, like the best version of yourself, but like I've truly not only went through the transformation myself, but I can point that out in other people. Like if something went wrong with someone in their life, and I'm pretty sure you can do it too, you can say something happened to that person. You can say that because you've been through that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love showing someone transformation and them seeing transformation, because I was like, you know what? I want to be the motivational speaker. Like I want to pump somebody up, pump them up until they run into the wall. Like after this speech, that's how I want to get them. even though I'm still like that. That's who I am. But it's like getting to that ultimate success, maintaining that success, identifying that success, understanding your interpretation of success is what's truly important. And I don't care what it looks like to other people. You can't care what it looks like to other people. The grind for you to get there is different than other people. But what you can't do is get stuck in your past and get stuck in these things. You have to be willing to deal with all of these different things, because the version of you that's going to show on the outside is not the true version of you, because that person is going to be addicted to porn. Like we're having this conversation right now. It's like I'm thinking about porn. Like as soon as we get done with this, I'm gonna go watch porn. Or as soon as we get done with this, I'm gonna drink some alcohol because I need to fill that void. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, but it's true though. It's a true thing that is the most successful people. And I've been in a room with millionaires. I've been in a room with people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars. A lot of these people are jacked up. They're messed up. Why?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's what I said at the beginning, because they took that same traumatizing experience with them along the way. What I mean by that, they spent so much time in self-development, understanding how do I grow a business, or how do I become a master at this particular craft, but they forgot about everything else though. So when that money comes, oh, it's beautiful. You know, they making $10,000 a month, $10,000 a week, a day. But what are they doing with that though? They take that,
sitting there.
that is sitting there, or they're amplifying what's wrong with them. They're amplifying the things that should not even be there to begin with. So it's like getting rid of all of that stuff, all of that baggage, and then going forth in your life is what's truly important.
When you say, I have a question. So when you say amplifying that baggage, do you mean like they have all the money so they could do, hire hookers, they could do drugs, like those kind of things as well?
Yeah.
Push themselves and doing whatever that feeds like not the healthy part of them. Because they haven't worked on that part, you know what I mean? So they're gonna do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's a void that needs to be filled.
Right.
So if you take a cup, I'm almost out of tea. I'm already out of tea, unfortunately. But if you
mine, sucker.
Whatever, I got water, whatever.
Ew, plastic.
I said, I know, but I have to stay hydrated.
That's not important.
So it's like I use this term a lot. So if you're cutting grass. And this is where motivation and inspiration is. You're cutting grass, it's at the top, and it stays at the top. You can mow that bad boy as much as you want. You can take the blades and put them all the way down to the bottom, and you can keep mowing the grass, but you're never going to get to the root. And this is the answer to your question. It's like the people start on that root, and then it's like I make $20,000 a year. My addiction is my thing. I have I'm just not the gloat. I have over 250 podcasts. The number one downloaded podcast is porn addiction. So I'm going to use porn addiction as an example, right? Right. So I'm touching it. You already know I'm going to hit it. So it's like, all right, I make $20,000 a year. So my addiction is porn. In my free time, instead of doing things that are productive in my free time, I'm still maintaining, I'm still growing, I'm still making this money. But in my free time, it's porn. I'm gonna hop on some porn. I'm gonna be in this. I'm gonna get it as long as I can because I was there. That's why I'm saying it. On the way to work, I'm gonna watch it. While I'm at work, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So
I just want to interject, and I want to say that years ago when I was younger too, I believe I had an addiction to that, but no more. I have no interest in those things. But it's really because I spend my time doing better things, like you said, and I would want the real thing, just to be real. So moving
that's a
forward,
whole different. We can get
right?
into
That's a
that's a whole
whole
different. That's
different
a
story. That is,
whole different
listen,
subject right
I'd
there.
rather go and do that than spend my time watching
It,
that.
exactly. And there's so much. So we can get into that.
Yeah,
There's
but
so much
I
into
wanted
that.
to say I did date someone who had that. I had a boyfriend who had that, and their father had that as well. And I don't know if it anything genetic, but it was just like a sickness. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's no good. So going back to your original question, I want to make sure I touch on that because it's filling that void. And when I say void, I'm talking about, let's go back to cutting the grass.
Mhm.
So at the root of everything is the
Mhm.
problem. So we need to pull that up because the person is making 20,000 a year. They are watching porn, and now they make $100,000 a year because they learn how to flip houses. I don't know. They
Mhm.
now it's amplified. So it's like just how you just now said, where it's like I have
Yeah.
free time, I have free money. Yo, what are you gonna do in your free time? You start to enjoy things, and what you enjoyed before was watching porn, but porn doesn't do it for
Mhm.
you anymore. So now you need a physical person, or now you need to amplify it, or maybe you need 20 TVs around your room, like, oh, this is exciting type thing. So it's like, what I mean? So you got to figure out what it is, and it is for you. But once you pluck that thing from the root, when I say cup,
Mhm.
if your cup is full with garbage, then you have to pull that over, pluck that
Mhm.
thing from the root. When I'm using terminology so you can understand. If your cup is full to the top, how can you put something in there that's forward moving? That's why I'm always teaching success. I'm teaching the business. I'm teaching like all the fundamentals on how your mind ticks to get to that purpose. But
Mhm.
first, let's take that step back and deal with those things. I don't really like calling them problems and issues, but deal with
Right.
those traumatizing
Mhm.
experiences. And then I say this too, those untapped traumatizing experiences,
Mhm.
because they're there. We
Mhm.
know something happened, but we're not going to open that
Mhm.
door, because if I open that door, I have to deal with that. I'm going to seal that door up and I'm going to keep it there, even though that door controls my entire life. But what we have to do is we have to go inside of that door and deal with that issue, shut that door, lock that door up, and that door is gone because that door is behind us now. And then we just
Mhm.
continue creating new doors.
I really like that. And there's a lot to learn from you. I'm sure everyone's learning a lot from you right now. That's why they're listening. I want to speak about your dyslexia. When I first read that, it's I believe very few to nobody who's come on has had dyslexia. And there's one of my favorite movies called Tare Zameen Par. It's in Hindi, and it means, the stars are on the ground. And it's about a dyslexic child, a very young child, 8 to 10 years old, who wants to commit suicide because no one's understanding his dyslexia.
Mm.
Always makes me cry because of the end, but that period, like all the teachers abuse him. His family sends him off to boarding school. I'm just telling you the movie now, but you know what I mean?
It's
The
like,
fact that he was in that depressive state at that age.
mm-hmm.
There's other people too who at younger ages wanted to kill somebody or were depressed or suicidal. Even a 3-year-old, recently in Oprah's book, a 3-year-old almost commit suicide after watching his mom be murdered or something, that kind of trauma.
Mm.
But basically, that whole story really, the fact that how I know it's Teachers Week, I believe, right? Appreciation, but how a teacher, I know there's been teachers in my life that changed my life, and that, when I didn't have that support at home. So it's that one teacher who came into his life, he actually had the same challenges, and he was able to help this child in his free time, right? We were talking about free time, to help this one child from suicide. And in the end, it was worth it. He did like carry on, but the child was where he had stopped painting, and that's something he enjoyed. Is that really, really sentimental? Can you hear me?
You stopped just at, I think you're about to say sentimental. I think
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. You're frozen on my side, but it's because of the location I'm in.
Oh no.
You're back
I'm
now.
I'm
So
still here. All
we
right.
had a storm last night. We have storms here in Pine Mountain, so
Mm,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, we have them too. I live in Louisiana. It's raining season right now, so it's like it may be extra hot 1 hour, and then it'll be a tornado coming through here. I'm like, yo, what? How did that just happen? So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I did not hear you clearly there. At all.
That's whack. Whack. Can you hear me now though?
Not as great. Can anyone else hear us as well? Like, do we sound clear to you all? It may be it's windy here, so how's it now?
I can hear
Anyone?
you.
I think you're back now.
Yes, I'm here. Yo, I did not
Yeah.
know. I did not know there's comments over there.
How do you hear yourself? It's good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. But on my end, it's not able to come through as great. Okay.
I can see you. You're clear.
Yeah. Um,
Oh no. We lost her. We lost her. Can you also hear me?
it ended our live stream.
That's whack.
At least we know people are tuning in. Thank you so much. It's the area I'm in, possibly, because it ended it for me. So all right, we can continue.
Absolutely. Your question was something about dyslexia. You started to talk about dyslexia before you stopped.
Yeah, no, I can't hear you as great. Possibly we should cut it off for today.
Whackness. Yeah, that's what. You good?
Is that okay? I mean, we
Yeah.
can do another live. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and my apologies for the network. Thank you. Thanks doing that. Hey, Rob.
What up?
Okay, now you're back. This is so funny. Okay. Am I good?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's StreamYard. It keeps exiting on itself.
that's whack.
This
They don't
is
want
why.
this, they don't want this information to go forth.
Fuck you, StreamYard. Would you say?
I said they don't want this information to go.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
We
All right,
doing
we're gonna
Zoom.
end the
We doing
podcast.
Zoom next time. We doing Zoom.
Zoom. Oh, this is so poor. Oh, we go live on Facebook.
Hey, whatever's clever. We can go live or we can schedule another one. It's up to you.
Okay.